It was a tragedy that occurred on Cape Cod 2 years ago. The incident was not reported in the newspapers nor by the broadcast media.
The tragedy involved a young woman who died while having an abortion on a doctor's operating table at a women's clinic in Hyannis. Her name was Laura Hope Smith. She was 22.
Laura's mother, EILEEN, has made it her mission to bring awareness not only to the horrors of abortion, but also to the real dangers it holds for women.
Reel to Reel's Teri Breguet spent time with Laura's mother last summer as she testified at the State House. Here now is Teri Breguet with the story behind what's become known as Laura's Law.
It was a Saturday night, September 13th, 2007. EILEEN and Tom Smith were at their summer home on the Jersey Shore. They were expecting a phone call from their 22-year-old daughter, Laura, a resident of Sandwich, Massachusetts, a young woman they describe as full of life. At 6:55 p.m., the phone rang.
When we answered the phone, we heard screaming and crying, and it didn't sound like Laura's voice. And then I made out 4 words, and it was Laura, not breathing, emergency room, and abortion.
Unknown to her parents, Laura was 13 weeks pregnant. She had checked into a women's health clinic in Hyannis, Massachusetts for what she thought would be a quick routine procedure. Laura Hope Smith died on the abortion table. Since her death, the doctor's medical license has been revoked and the clinic shut down. Smith is now pursuing criminal charges.
As a Christian mother whose daughter died killing her unborn child, it's a very shameful thing. That's something you want to keep private, but I felt God forcing me into the public.
As EILEEN travels the country sharing her story, she is working toward adding Massachusetts to the list of some 40 states who have passed legislation that could have prevented Laura and her baby's deaths. EILEEN has testified in support of H-1670, an act relative to a woman's right to know, now known as Laura's Law. The bill would inform women of all possible risks when considering an abortion, along with alternatives. Women would have the right to view an ultrasound of their unborn baby, and they would have 24 hours to reflect on written materials, which would be factual, non-judgmental, scientific, and medically accurate as prepared by the Massachusetts Department of Public Health.
I believe if this bill had been on the books when my daughter was alive, that she'd be here with us today. This bill is not a pro-choice or a pro-life bill. It is a pro-woman bill.
We're lagging behind, and it's a disservice to our citizens that we don't educate them properly on all the issues. A young girl having her ears pierced gets more information than a woman presenting for an abortion.
Women need to know the risks and complications of abortion. They need to know that abortions can cause an incompetent cervix, which could result in a premature birth. There are so many things that women do not know today that this bill will provide.
Those fortunate enough not to suffer any physical scars after an abortion can attest to the emotional agony. Susan Reisner was 19 when her boyfriend took her in for the procedure.
A lot of women won't find out until they have their first child, and I think that's what hit me the most. It was a real child. Now, I wouldn't be crying if I lost my liver, or if I lost a tooth, or even if I'd gone blind, but I'm crying because of the loss of life.
Right now, Laura's Law is still before the Judiciary Committee. Those involved in grassroots activism encourage participation in the process. As a taxpayer, you have a right to be heard. As a Catholic, you have a moral obligation to make yourself heard. When a phone call or an email to your legislator just doesn't seem like enough, a trip here to the State House can have a tremendous impact. Think of it in terms of Catholic community organizing.
Catholic citizenship certainly provides help in drafting testimony if people want to give testimony at a public hearing. We also provide transportation. So those are some of the things that we do to make it easy for the ordinary citizen to show up and have an impact on the culture.
For EILEEN Smith, life has forever changed. She says she now realizes just talking to your child about abortion is not enough. She is reminded of the Holocaust and her criticism of its bystanders.
When my daughter died and God pulled the curtain, and I thought, here I am in the middle of an American Holocaust. 50 million are dead, not 6 million, but 50 million are dead on my watch, and I am them. I am the people I criticized my whole life. I am, one who has done nothing. And it broke my heart. It really broke my heart. And I promised God, I said, I'll spend the rest of my life for life.
Reporting in Boston, I'm Teri Breguet for Reel to Reel.
Bills like Laura's law can languish in the legislature for years before becoming law. It is never too late for citizens to contact their legislators and ask for their support.
And it is legislation that promotes real, comprehensive health care for women.